Everybody last week on the bye week. Glad to see you here today. Welcome to our weekly news conference, of course, each week sponsored by Georgia Power. Okay, well, recapping Saturday a week ago, the Bears made the trip to Princeton, as you're all aware, 38-14 win. Ironically, that was the third straight road game for the Bears that they scored 38 points. That seems to be the magic number. New rankings are out. The Bears are 14th in the coaches poll, 17th in the stats poll. Following that game Saturday a week ago, freshman quarterback Braden Atkinson was the offensive player of the week in the conference, throwing to 11 different receivers, 347 yards, 3 touchdowns. 5 different players recorded sacks for the Bears. Reese Griffith became the all-time leading scorer with 216 points. Coach Jacobs notched his 90th career victory as a head coach. The offense totaled 503 total yards at Princeton and have posted back-to-back games of 500 or more yards of total offense for the first time since 2022. Of course, we know that's the 5th straight victory this year, 4-0 in conference play. And a good thing, the Bears only yielded 66 rushing yards against the Tigers. The team has held 15 of its 20 opponents under the 100-yard rushing mark since Coach Jacobs took the reins. Having said that, we're previewing VMI coming up on Saturday back at Five Star Stadium. The Keydets lost a heartbreaker on Saturday. They were playing Sanford, drove down to the 15-yard line and missed a field goal in the final seconds, and Sanford eased out and won that game. A lot of things coming up on Saturday besides the football game to support the football game. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but let's talk football. Head coach Mike Jacobs.
Thanks, Rick. Good to see everybody. Welcome back after seems like an eternity on a break, right? You guys got to understand, right? I was in Division II for 12, 13 years, and it's the only level of college football where there's no bye weeks. So to have 2 in a season, I just screwed up my wife's schedule at home and just caused problems to our daily routine. But certainly came as a good time. Rick mentioned, we were able to go to Princeton and accomplish quite a bit, and frankly, just play well. And it was important for us for us to get on a plane. That's different travel for us, with us being centrally located, to go up there to handle an early start. We had not played at noon all season. And so that was a big thing on my end to get the guys going early, right? Like, not only do you have to show up and be ready to play, you have to be ready to play earlier than we're used to. And so I thought our kids did a tremendous job handling that. We were on fall break as a portion leading into that trip. And then coming back, certainly last week, took a chance to, try to get healthy at a few positions, to get back to the fundamentals and the basics, and to really start to focus on what we consider the second season around here. And there's 5 weeks left, and we're playing pretty good football, but haven't accomplished anything in our eyes yet. We're looking forward to this challenge this weekend at VMI, and I'm certainly proud of how our players handled the bye week. And really got a leg up on Sunday, had an extra day of practice there where we got a chance to start on VMI a bit earlier than we normally would in a week. And we're looking forward to not only a great game, but a great atmosphere. We're recognizing our faculty and staff this weekend at the game. We have a tremendous 4 concert series. There's a number of things going on. Georgia's on a bye week, so folks really don't have any excuse not to come out and pack Five Star for us and watch 2 good football teams play. So with that, we'll open it up for any questions.
You talked early in the season about how you wanted to get off to fast starts, and you've certainly been able to accomplish that. Anything you can pinpoint for the reason behind that?
No, I think it's just it's our kids' buy-in to the preparation, to doing the things that lead to success ultimately on game day. Coming out of what I thought was a slow start at Davis and a slow start at Presbyterian, we looked at some of the things we were doing practice-wise. We implemented some more team segments earlier on in practice to try to force them to get going, like right after stretch, instead of, normally in a forever and always, a lot of coaches will go in and you walk through, you warm up, you do a bunch of individual, you do some group work, and then you do full team stuff kind of at the back end of practice. And so we try to front load a few of those situational things to force them to compete earlier at practice. So I think that's helped. And then it's just been our kids' buy-in to really their focus. Like we talk a lot about, it's early on in the year, everybody gets up and excited for the games. Well, as the season wanes and things become tough and you're a little bit beat up, the team that shows up ready to play most often wins the game. And that's not always the best team. That's the team that's most mentally ready to do the physical things necessary, and I think our kids have bought into that. And it's allowed us to start fast and really play well the last 5 weeks.
You had the bye week. What were some of the, you've already talked a little about the benefits, but was there any one thing that stuck out to you that you really felt like, wow, this is really going to help us, we're going to be more refreshed, or anything like that specifically?
Yeah, I mean, so in a typical week for us, we're the NCAA requires 1 day off. It's typically Sunday or Monday for teams. We're a Monday off team, and I do that because I like to put the last game to bed on Sunday. I like to win, lose, or draw. I like to make the corrections, find a way to move on from it. We usually practice for about 40 minutes that day after we watch film. We lift that day. And then Monday, I like the kids to have Monday off. It serves two purposes. At a place like Mercer, where our academics are important, we have kids that are in, most of our kids are in traditional classes where they attend in person. So it's 1 day I don't have to worry about class conflicts. It also allows them to seek academic help, advising help, go to the bank, do anything that they may do that you can't get done on a Sunday. So what we would do then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are our heavier days. Well, on the bye week, we gave them Sunday off after the Princeton game. We watched film on Monday, so they weren't on their feet there. We practiced in just helmets and spider pads on Tuesday and Wednesday. I thought it was important 1 day a week that you still have to, there's a piece of that contact prep that you have to continue to maintain that and your conditioning. So we went a little heavier on Thursday. We conditioned and lifted pretty heavy on Friday. They were off Saturday. So, my goal was to try to get them 4 days off in a 7-day window. Now, a couple of those days we may have had some meetings, but, they've been playing hard and we are banged up. And with these roster limitations for today, that's some of the things that are really important. So giving them an opportunity to feel like some of that, the banging has been off them in practice was big for us in the bye week. And then just the recommitment to the basics. We go from 30-minute window of individual where it's position-specific skill development to almost 50 minutes in those practices. And so, our time in the team segments is shorter, but the individual skill development's longer, and I think that really separates us. It was a long-winded answer to get to it. I apologize.
Coach, we talked about all three phases of the football game when putting Princeton to bed. What did you see from Princeton? Did you go, as the perfectionist that I know all you guys are, you go, man, I really think we need to tighten up on this because arguably this is probably our most complete game in Princeton in terms of all three phases.
Sure.
Things were going right on all three phases of the football. What did you see that you go, hey, we need to really tighten up a little bit here?
I mean, we're a young football team, and we're a team that still is growing each week. It was 2 weeks in a row, the Sanford game at the tail end of the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth, and there was a pocket there in that Princeton game where at about that same time where we're starting to we weren't hockey line changing it with full groups, but we were starting to salt in some of our backups to get guys game reps. And I thought there was a lull in our focus. And so for me, I want it to be all 60 minutes or whatever it takes. And that's me being greedy because our kids played really well. I don't want them to not think I'm not proud of how they played. But there's about a 6-minute pocket in each of those games where I didn't think we were as focused as we need to be. So, as you ask things that we need to do, it's maintaining the mental focus and the attention to detail for the entirety of the 60 minutes of the game, regardless of what the scoreboard says.
Anything about this team surprised you this far into the season?
The amount of contributions we're getting from young players at an extremely high level. There's times where we're playing as many as, I think we're started 5 true freshmen against Princeton, and then there's as many as 10 or 11 playing at any given time throughout the course of a game. And I'm talking, predominantly offensive and defensive snaps, not just special teams. There's a bunch of other guys contributing special teams wise. So I think the combination of the development of this leadership group, okay, from our captain's standpoint and some of the upperclassmen, and then the buy-in in the habits of our young kids have been tremendous, and I've been really proud of that.
How do you make sure they don't get complacent? Obviously teams having a lot of success right now. What's the
Sure.
biggest,
Just that we do not wane in our daily expectations of them, that we do not think that we've ever arrived, that we do not start to feel satisfied and adjust what we're doing. I'm more like, more's always better kind of guy, right? Like if a little dessert's good, a lot of dessert's even better. And so like if something's working and we're going to try to do more of it while still working on the things that we feel we're deficient in. And so, I think it's just that daily reminder that we haven't accomplished anything yet, that we have all our goals in front of us, but we have not arrived. And if you ever start to feel like that, you're going to lose in a hurry. And so it's that mental preparedness. It's pushing through and continuing to do the mundane when other teams relax or they get bored with it.
For you as a coach, bye week, did you get to watch any games, SoCon or otherwise? Did you have fun doing that?
More than my wife probably wanted me to, much to my family's chagrin. On their bye week, they spent more of it watching. We watched some of the SoCon games, kind of flipping around. Watched a little bit of my Buckeyes for one of the few times this season, and really just a little bit of extra family time more than anything. Whether the TV was on in the background or not, we were together, and that was good.
What's kind of sticking out to you about this VMI team as you guys get ready to play them?
Their record isn't indicative of how hard they're playing. I think you can say that about a lot of our teams in our conference with the parity that we have. Again, Coach Rocco's, that guy's won at a number of different institutions, and so they're going to be well coached. They're going to be disciplined in what they do, kind of what you always get when you play these service type schools, service academy type schools. And they're well coached. They're disciplined. They're not very penalized. They're struggling a little bit offensively right now, but they're doing some good things on defense. They present a variety of different looks. So, I think just their ability to compete for all 60 minutes has been good. And, kind of regardless of their record or the score, like we're going to get a well-coached, highly disciplined team this weekend at 5-star.
It looks like on the stats, they like to pass more than run, and the 2-to-1 kind of a ratio there. What challenges do they present us? Because I know they do some RPO type stuff. What things have you seen on film that causes you concern?
Yeah, I think the quarterback does a good job, or the quarterbacks do a good job getting the ball out quickly. I think a couple of their wide receivers, number 20 in particular, can run. And so, anytime those guys get into space, we got to do a great job, gang tackling and doing some of that. And then if you're not careful, they'll pop a run on you. And so I think just our ability to try to, to focus and have an emphasis on stopping the run while still understanding that they're going to maybe pass it a little bit more, then we need to try to affect the quarterback. And affecting the quarterback's not just sacks, that's tips, that's pressures, that's hurries. It's kind of all encompassing. And to do that, we got to cover well.
And they also seem to play pretty good special teams as well, even when there are challenges on offense. Does that cause you on film to study just a little bit more with them?
I mean, we look at everybody's special teams as the third phase because that's what I consider it to be. I think Matt Ulrich does as good a job as any, but you just look at the punting statistics. Like I think the SoCon has like 6 of the top 15 punters in the entire nation right now in terms of yards and punts inside the 20. I think we got the best in John McConnell, but like, there's teams in this conference are bought into doing that aspect of the game well, where sometimes I think it could be an afterthought for folks. So, we won't do any more than we normally do, but we're certainly keenly aware that they've done a nice job in their specials.
This is a bit of a shift, and I think I probably already know what you're going to say to this. What are your thoughts on kind of being a name out there in this coaching carousel thing? I mean, obviously you've done a really great job here. Do you pay attention to that stuff at all, or just kind of let it go?
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I'm so hyper-focused on what we got going on in our building, in our world. Like, all that means is our players are playing really hard and we're winning. And so when that happens, people are going to talk. And just like when they talk bad about you, I can't do anything about it. So I don't care when they say bad things. I don't care when they say good things. I'm worried about making sure our guys show up and play really well on Saturday. And I don't pay one lick of attention to that stuff. It's a good compliment to our players.
Coach, you talked about having a young football team. You guys have pretty much, like you said, the second half of the season left. Still got a lot of big SoCon matchups. What is the message to the young guys to kind of push through and realize that everything is still really in front of you?
Yeah, well, it's not just we're not just trying to get through. It's we're trying to move the needle forward, right? Like I look at the bye week as a separation week. some people say, oh, like we all as coaches say, oh, it's great, we got to get healthy, but like I want to separate us. We have a week, we have extra time, extra days. I want it to separate us from what we're doing. We're not just going in the weight room and lifting to do it. We're trying to get stronger in the season. We're trying to continue on those things. And so, again, it's the focus on concentrating on daily development and not getting any further ahead of ourselves than that, and recognizing again with a highly competitive conference, like you can't look past or overlook anybody. I mean, we have 4 really strong weeks of SoCon football left, and we better show up, and we better do it every day in practice.
Okay, anything else for Coach? All right.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach. Well, one of the rewarding things about intercollegiate athletics is when you watch players, when given an opportunity, they step up and they play well. And we've got 2 guys who have done that. Let's go to the defense first. Redshirt senior Dan Hicks on the defensive line. Dan, come up if you would.
How we doing? I'm Dan Hicks. I'm a transfer from Westchester University. It's a school right outside of Pennsylvania, or inside of Pennsylvania, and came here to play my best football. And yeah, any questions?
Line's been killing it so far. I mean, we already talked about all the rushing statistics. How much fun do you have being part of that game?
I have a blast playing on this D-line, and I'm next to a bunch of great guys and guys that I can learn from, and yeah, I have a blast on this D-line, and we have a great coach. I learned a lot from him. He really added on to like my bag of skills and tricks, and he's really like shaping us to become a really great D-line and dominate these games. So, yeah.
How would you describe your type of game? How do you, power, strength?
Yeah. Personally, I want to be more of a speed guy, but as the years go on, I'm more of a power guy, and my coaches kind of tell me that. They're like, no, it's just long arm or something like that. But yeah, I feel like I'm more of a power guy nowadays, and it works well. Like I can use both speed and power, and when you switch it up, it's really a chess game when you're playing on the D line. So.
You happy to be in Georgia instead of Pennsylvania as the weather starts changing?
Yeah. I'm not really a big on cold and the winter, so it's nice. It's a nice change of scenery up here, and yeah, I like Georgia a lot more.
How about the SoCon? How do you guys, maybe you individually, but also as a unit on the defense, you get tested week in and week out, kind of a lot of parity in the conference?
Yeah, compared to the PSAC, that's the Westchester, the game, the conference I used to play in. The SoCon is definitely like a step higher. So coming here, it took me a little bit to develop and learn how to play at the higher level. But football is football. It's still the same game at the end of the day. And yeah, I'm going against different opponents, but it's the same game.
What's your best Mercer memory right now? It could be non-football, but
My best Mercer memory. I really can't pinpoint one, but to me, one of the best times I have week to week is like team dinners and team breakfasts with the guys before the games. Coach, he doesn't let us use phones or anything, so we're really forced to conversate with each other, and you get to really learn about the guys sitting across from him. Yep.
I saw last weekend at Princeton, it get pretty intense around the pool table. You guys are getting there, a lot of going at each other. As teammates, you see a lot of that camaraderie continue with you guys every time you get to spend time together. I know it's just bonding you all even further.
Yeah.
My other thing I was going to ask you, a lot was made about last year, how great the defense was and all that kind of stuff, but week in and week out, we see defensive records at Mercer continuing to fall.
Right.
Do you guys look at that as a source of pride and go, hey man, when are we going to get that kind of recognition? Because we're breaking records week in and week out. Do y'all use that as like a poster board for y'all to continue striving?
I think so. Every week we're trying to see, how many yards do they usually get. Let's try. We have a standard on the defense. We have a standard of not letting the team, run on us and do certain things on us. So, yeah, we look at like the stats and stuff like that to really like set the standard for each game going in.
Why did you decide to come down to Mercer? What was it about this program or this school that drew you here?
Personally, I was looking for a great D-line coach, a great coach that I could, learn from. And I was just looking for, the platform and a great team to come play for. I like everything about Mercer, and I found that when I was in the transfer portal. Yeah, we got a great coaching staff, and I love the stadium. Everything about it is amazing.
Do y'all have friendly competition to get amongst one another on the defensive lines?
Friendly competition, I mean, in terms of what? Like,
Hey, just to see who can, I'm going to get 3 tackles for loss this week or something like that.
no, me personally.
Or is it more team focused?
Yeah, I mean, it's more team focused in my opinion. There's one, Andrew Zott, like he's a great player, and sometimes I go in the game, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get the first tag, I'm gonna get the first sack this game. I'm like, yeah, we'll see about it, But yeah, I mean, as far as that, that's pretty much it. Everything's really team focused, and just everybody wanting to play better together as one.
All right, anything else for Dan? All right, thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, a couple of games ago, the running back room got kind of thin, banged up, but the coaching staff was wise enough to realize, Coach, if you would, help me introduce him of what the coaches had seen, this guy on maybe the scout team that impressed you to give this guy the opportunity that he got.
Yeah, I mean, we had seen Ty do a bunch of different things throughout both his high school film as a return man, as a wide receiver, and just kind of his body type and his physicality that he's shown at times. We thought would transition to our running back room. And again, when we presented it to Todd, Coach Jones did a great job getting him ready on a short week, and then he really excelled. And I don't know that he's found a new home permanently, but he's certainly been a big part of what we're doing in our success the last few weeks. And again, it's just a testament to the team first mentality of what's ever needed and whoever's up next, that you play to the standard when you go in. And Ty Doty's been a really big part of what we've done the last few weeks.
All right, with that, we'll bring to the podium Ty Doty.
Hey, how we doing? My name's Ty Doty. I'm from James Clemens High School. I'm from Madison, Alabama, and I'm a freshman here. I play receiver and running back. And so, any questions?
You see who he listed first, right? That's where his mind's still good.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago you had a really big breakout performance. I think everyone was thrilled about that. Sideline was going crazy. But then you follow it up and you have a really solid day against Princeton, 70 yards of offense. How much did it mean to you to continue doing that and continue to be a part of the game plan?
Yeah, it meant a lot. And I mean, it's just crazy like how God will work. And, I never would have thought I would have been playing running back and then, going crazy for a game like that, and just a testament to like the coaches as well. Like Coach Jones had like a week to get me ready. And I mean, I'm still learning stuff, but I mean, I think I was in a good position to make plays because of him. And I mean, it was huge. It was something I'll always remember, and I'm just super grateful and appreciative. Yeah.
What first went through your mind when they told you you're probably going to have to carry the load at first?
It was more of like just trying to get ready in time. They had told me that, and like Coach Jacob said, it's a team first mentality and next man up. And so, Coach Jones had texted me, and I started getting the playbook, trying to learn the footwork for running back and things like that. But, it was just kind of a get ready mentality. Yeah.
You mentioned your high school. Any of those high school teammates now reaching out, you blowing your phone up and going, dude, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, everybody was texting me like running back question mark, like it was pretty crazy. But in high school I played a little bit of running back, I played some quarterback, a little bit of everything. But it was pretty crazy. Everybody texting me.
Aside from the playbook, that's the obvious thing. What was another big thing you had to kind of adjust your mindset for with running back? Did they tell you about like reading a gap? That was the biggest thing you learned?
Yeah, I'd say it was like the footwork aspect, just trying to remember the footwork for each play. That's something I'm still working on. And then just sometimes you're not gonna be able to juke every time. Sometimes you gotta lower your head and get what you can get. And that's something I'm still trying to get better at and learn.
you, how is the speed of the game? I mean, everyone talks about from high school to college is huge. It's like getting on a running treadmill. And how have you felt like you've been able to slow that down a little bit to adjust?
Yeah, I'll definitely say the game is faster. I feel like moves in high school that would work and you score on, somebody tackles you from behind, and so it's like the game is a lot faster. But at the same time, I feel like it's similar. I feel like some of the same moves are working and stuff like that. But it's definitely faster, and just my trainers back at home, they've been telling me stuff like that. Like the game's gonna be a lot faster in college, and so I've kind of been training at that pace before I got here, and especially when I got here. And so yeah, I think that's what prepared me.
How nice is it to have an offensive line that's really moving people around?
Man, it's crazy. Those guys are so good, and that's another testament to the coaches. Man, they coach them up every day, hard every day, but they're doing their thing, and it's definitely nice to run behind them. It gives you like kind of peace of mind, honestly, because like they're gonna do their job, and you just got to do yours, and so yeah.
Any teammates so far that are important to you that kind of helped your transition, from that you want to kind of say thanks to or give a shout out to?
Yeah, just the whole running back room has been pouring into me, coaching me up, giving me advice and things like that. Ian, he's been pouring into me a lot, just telling me to take the opportunity and do as much as you can with it. Kel, Kendall, I mean, really the whole team just super supportive, and it's like a big family. So I couldn't be more grateful to be here, and just the team. We have something really special here. So.
Okay, anything else for Ty?
I got one.
Okay, you go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. So you guys have the second half of your SoCon conference season
Mhm.
coming up. What are you looking forward to next in the last couple of weeks of the season?
Just holding up the standard of Mercer. I mean, Coach shows us all the time out there. We got to work hard every day so we can put another one up and win the SoCon. And so we're just taking it 1 week at a time. VMI is a really good team, well coached, military team, so they're going to play hard. So we're just trying to prepare as well as possible to win this game, and then take it 1 week at a time, go 1-0 every week, and yeah.
Did you expect like this kind of growth from yourself so early in your career as far as like making adjustments and making big plays for Mercer?
I just kind of always have been in the mindset, like, always be ready. I know God is, he can do anything and make anything work. And like I said, I would have never expected to be a running back, making plays for the team, but it's where I am, and I'm super grateful, and just always trying to be ready and be ready for my moment. So.
Okay, thank you, Ty, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, as a reminder, kickoff is 3 o'clock. Going to be weather-wise. The TV folks have assured us their weather departments have guaranteed great weather, right, Frank, and everybody? Okay. Military Appreciation Day, Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day, as Coach said. Ford Concert Series, Brent Cobb. Amazing day, Saturday. Make sure to spread the word. We look forward to seeing everybody here. Kickoff at 3 o'clock against VMI. Thanks, everyone, for coming.